the people online, but we are currently 1-0 to HRG. I am just going into this second round mid-fight. Looking quite strong here. Scout is meat-shotting against Antwa, only 46 health. He's surely going to get taken down here. Lange coming in, finishing off the job, but it's only 2 players alive. Shade very weak, and Banny falling out of the point. Banny does get a kill on Aporia there, but it looks like I am this time are going to be taking the mid.
They are, and this time around they did a very good job of pushing HRG back. They almost got the kill on Shade, actually. Aporia came very close, and then Sheep almost managed to finish him off, but very good defense on Shade meant that he has gotten back, so this is going to be Uber versus Uber. We're going to see where the sticky traps are, and it should go a little bit slower, but they don't like playing slow, and that's gonna be problems.
Indeed, Sheep there going down, Banny hitting him with a pill, and HRG, let's see if they're interested in coming out at the moment. They have floated around outside that Z entrance, getting a lot of damage over onto the Soldier. Medic has had to pop his Uber. Both Ubers are switched there, and we'll just have to see who is going to be pushing in aggressively. It looks like IM might be making a mistake here. The Soldier and Medic combo was pushing through the Z. They're getting isolated, but in the meantime, Tag does go down along with Shrugger. 2 players down for HRG, 1 down for IM. IM looking strong outside, only 3 alive. They do have a good compilation of classes here with Banny and Lange, but I don't know if they can hold this.
That was good play by HRG up until they started losing players. I think you're right, they did just get isolated and started to lose some teamwork there. So Immunity pushing right back. The Ubers are just about even, Sizer's back up, and it looks like everybody's on cookie cutters except for Sheep. So is Sheep going to get that critical snipe that they need to push in?
He's definitely been hitting the headshots so far throughout this tournament. We'll have to see if he can land them this time. So no doubt we will be keeping the camera on him. I am just getting up their Uber charge. Now there is a counter sniper from Sizer. He is over on the last point, so we're going to have a little snipe off here. And we'll just see, as looks like I am looking to go in.
Sheep peering just barely over this wall. It's very difficult. Sizer gets a kill on Yuki, so already not a great start here for this little attack on Immunity, but they can just back out. And with this Uber, with the sniper, HRG ought not be able to cap this unless Immunity just lose way too much ground here.
HRG made a nice push out, but there's a backup over on the last one. Scout getting a lot of time on there. Sorry, it wasn't even a Scout, it's a pain-trained Soldier. Just saw the ×2 on there. He got a lot of time, and that did turn a lot of HRG's head.
Interesting. Not just that, but I think he killed Shade too.
Oh, wow. Did not see that. So Medic down. That's going to swing the Uber advantage in IM's favor. They still have that Sniper trying to get a pick. If they can get a Demo Man or something pick here, Demo Man Stickies nearly takes down the Sniper. But if they can get another pick on a player, oh, she does get the Demo Man. They'll surely push in off of this. They could wait for the 40% Uber that they need, or they have the option to go now, and it looks like at least they've babysat their Sniper to get in the point and see if he can get another shot over on this Heavy who sat up on the pipe. Soldier is pushing aggressive, but they're walking in at the moment. They're nearly up to their Uber. They might have left it a little bit too late as Banny is now respawned, but they're getting their Uber soon, and well, they'll be coming in very hard, very fast.
I know. I don't think so. Aporia and Sheep both went down there. Not very good positioning or play from them, and as a result, Immunity have an Uber, but they only have 4 players. If those guys don't get up very quickly, Shade is going to have 100% soon.
Yeah, it's going to be tough indeed. They might try and start this push off, relying on their respawners coming in, but they need to cross it all the way, get damage on the Heavy, but also focus down the Medic. 85% Uber for Shade. It's getting close. 90% Soldiers nowhere near him. I think Shade's going to get this Uber charge. HRG might be able to hold this, but have they lost too much already? Uber is popped. I am surely having to run. 3 players are really low health. 2 players down for HRG at the moment, and it looks like sensibly I am back off the point, at least for the time being, to get some heals in.
Yeah, no, HRG's in a bit of a tough spot once again. They've got about a 30% Uber disadvantage right now, and so Immunity's going to be happy with that if they can gain enough ground to make a very fast push as soon as they hit that 100%.
So we still have Sheep over on the Sniper. Is he going to get another shot? Soldier is peeking through the door, and his Medic was actually exposed for a brief second there, I believe. We'll have to see what HRG are going to do. They do have, well, 2 engineers at the moment. Just building up a sentry gun over on the far left-hand side if you're looking in towards the point. They are fully turtling here, anticipating a push to come in, and, well, we'll just have to see how this all works for them.
Yeah, Sheep going to start peering at this left-hand door. Not seeing anything quite yet. And this is very, very crucial for them. Both teams have Uber now, so if Sheep can't get these headshots, then it's going to be tough, if not impossible, for Immunity to push in and get this round.
Right, so again, taking it nice and slow for IM here. Demoman was peeking up to the door, but they're showing their opponents a lot of respect. I am quite happy in the position that they are in, but they are still 1 round down, so they need to make sure that this push works. Sniper looked like he was trying to get that door open on the side, but there is a sticky trap there. If he peeks round that corner, he will get blown up, and that might be a push for HRG.
Yeah, HRG, of course, very, very prepared here. Like I said, they play a very methodical game. They're not going to try and do any sort of pushes. They're not going to do anything crazy until their opponents make a mistake first.
The problem that I see is that it's only a matter of time before Sheep can come in and get that pick. They are locking down the doorways really, really well, but they're just trying to get Sheep round the corner and make that play. They're not committing into the point. Well, I say that, but Soldier's gone really far forward. Medic stickied off. They have to go for this. Both Ubers are popped. Demo Man and Banny spamming out Sheep. Sheep is down. And it looks like I Am Medic might not get out. Banny juggled him excellently there. Pill also lands on him. Medic's so weak, but
good
there's a
kill on
scout
Banny.
over onto the point.
I don't know what's going to happen yet here, Arx. There was a good kill on Banny, so that means no stickies on the point. But right now, I Am trying desperately to save their med. It's 3 versus 3 on this point right now. Lange getting some good kills, but Shade is down. But if Bonobo just retreats and keeps healing, that's actually going to be really good for Immunity because they're going to have another Uber advantage to try and push with.
It is a significant Uber advantage. Sheep is running Scout now, so they are just going to look for a standard push and play with that Uber advantage. HRG will be aware of this. I'm wondering if they're going to try and send something out or make a push before I Am get that Uber. They might just try and hold last and use that defender's advantage to try and equalize the Uber. But so far it is looking good for I Am to, well, come in and maybe get a point on the board.
That, I think, is probably what's going to happen. 100% ready to go right now, so Immunity should be ready to push. HRG going to be spamming those doors as they come in, but here comes the Uber. It's a Scout and a Soldier coming in right now. Lansky decides to go where the Uber is not. He's going to start trying to push players away. Shrugger's down. Immunity hasn't lost anyone yet. There goes Antoine. We are going to have a couple of players now. Yuki's down. Tag in exchange. It's 4 versus 3. 3 versus 3. Immunity, they have to get on this point or else, these respawns are going to start getting really bad for him, but it looks like, can they get this capture? Bonobo's the only one left. There you go. Shade went down and Shrugger was unable to respawn in time. Immunity finally putting one on the board.
That was a real strong effort from HRG holding that. They did everything right. It was just in the last little 2v2, 2v3 deathmatch that HRG finally lost it. And remember, they were at a disadvantage for that whole defense. So it was a good effort from them, but I Am did come out on top. So we will be going into round 3 over in the mid-fight. 7 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. And, well, Sal, take us through it.
That I will. Looks like Bulk and Banny have chosen different rollouts this time around, so Bulk's going to be on the low ground. He doesn't mind too much at the moment. He can still keep people off of those crates just with the sticky bomb alone. But where is I Am right now? They are all pretty much on the low ground. HRG conquering the high ground of these crates. That's going to give them a lot of advantage here. Immunity taking a lot of hits. Aporia and Yuki both down after getting to 1 health. Antoine getting the heals, but HRG haven't lost anybody yet, so it looks like this is their mid-fight.
HRG responding strongly. They do have their Uber along with I Am. I Am managed to keep their medic alive, so... But, well, they haven't really got that strong a class. They've got their Demo Man, which means they might be able to delay them capping this point, but they really need a Soldier or something just for that additional spam, and I think they're going to have to surrender this as, well, they don't want to commit out with their Uber.
Sheep on the sniper once again. Defensive sniper this time, which actually is not a bad idea. It could force HRG to do some very interesting stuff with that Uber. At the very least, it'll force them to waste some of the Uber just on trying to get in.
Soldier is jumping in over. Oh, he got immediately shut down. Tag trying to go in and just force that Uber out. Sensible thing to do. And to be honest, they can try it again. He'll be respawning in 5 seconds. They can keep on trying this. It's up to I Am to shut them down before he even gets his jumper.
Yeah, this is what HRG is going to do. They're going to keep rotating in Tag. Shag. Oh. Okay, anyway, they're going to rotate Tag in until something happens to Immunity, until that Uber is popped. So Immunity, as soon as they see Tag go down, they're going to need to start trying to gain ground, because that's going to be one less Soldier to spam them. And you saw that's exactly what HRG did when they were sitting on their last.
Exactly. So we might as well follow Tag here. Just trying to open, I think the other players are just trying to open up a doorway for him to get through. Tag just rotating round to that right-hand side. There was a Scout out there if he can just force him back. But no, he actually pretty bad rocket jump. Wow, he got crushed before he could even get in the point. I thought he was going to escape.
Oh, Sizer down
as well. Yeah, so that's now 2 players down. This might prompt I Am to go for a push into 4th.
Aporia dies, but it looks like HRG have basically given up all this space. I'm looking, here goes the Uber, so they are going to try and stop this temporarily. It's going to give them a little bit of time, HRG, to get all their respawners in place. It is Uber versus Uber. I Am look like they want to commit to this. There goes Banny. Ooh. Didn't even see how that happened, but Yuki managed to grab him, and then HRG, I don't know what they're going to do about this.
They still have a nice health scout there, and he's pairing up really well with his soldier in there, but it is only those two. If they lose one more of these players, they'll be in trouble. And that demo has put so much spam out on Lange. He might be stuck here. He did just get isolated. That sticky juggling him up in the air. But Shrugger going in fearlessly to do what he can. Takes down the demo man, going for the soldier as well. Surely he can't take on Soldier Scout when they've got this much health, and he's having to cower off in the distance. Soldier misses the air shot over onto him, and finally Sheik takes him down, but it's bought time for Shade to escape.
Shrugger is so hard to kill. I mean, even when he's like right in the face of 3, Soldier Scout demo, whatever it is, they just can't hit him. He has perfect dodging in most situations. Immunity now pushing on to mid though, and they should be able to take this. They've got the 100% Uber. Shade only at 90. They're not going to be able to get quite on top of Shade before he gets the kill though, and so in fact, HRG now holding mid.
So I am one player down. Sheep was trapped in mid, couldn't really get to it. Soldiers are jumping in early. They popped their Uber really, really early. Maybe afraid of a sticky trap or something on entry. And, well, Bonobo's got his Uber. They're going to be pushing out. And HRG already moving back. Aporia takes down Tag, who looked like he was trying to go in and force that Uber charge. And actually 2 players down and an Uber disadvantage. I think that HRG could be in trouble on this mid, but it takes quite a while to cap.
Yeah, we are seeing Yuki try and spam Banny out right now, and that was, in fact, a very good situation for IM. They've got this 100%, and they can use it to try. If I were them, I'd try to push straight into Shade right now, leave a scout behind to cap if possible, but no, they're going to play it slow, which is probably the wiser choice.
The size of there, he changed the slide through the spawn. He was thinking about going for that shot, decided not against it, but it looks like he might, well, nearly got caught there. Again, out the forward spawn, had literally no health on him. And now we'll see as IM carrying this momentum forward. HRG are about to have their Uber charge, and they're really close to the IM players. Do they have the numbers to be able to push out and destroy them? Banny's fired a lot of his stickies. He really needs to get those reloaded so they can push out with this Uber charge. Looks like they're leading the way. Lange with his medic, jumping aggressively. I think the medic's going to get out here. And can he get any kills at all? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to, but HRG using the Uber to secure yard. It's not what they'd have hoped for, but it's still some progress.
Yeah, I was thinking that Immunity was just going to use that Uber and conquer the second point, but by that time, HRG was able to spam them out. So, quite surprising that Immunity hasn't been able to get this yet. Aporia down to Lange. And now, where is HRG going to go? Are they just going to set up on their second point? Because they've got a man advantage right now. I would expect to see them push.
There's still 15 minutes remaining in this match. Oh.
There's an Uber from IM. That's why they're not pushing. I just want to let you know.
Ah, okay, so IM looking like they're going to make their way through that top garage area. Soldier has seen them. It's forced the Uber, actually. Great job from Tag. It's in probably one of the worst positions you'd want your Uber force, because they've got to go walk all the way up those stairs and go up top. But HRG hasn't really got anything just yet. Their Uber's really, really close. They could come straight in and try and retake that, as they do have their Uber. They are one player down, so they've got to be careful of players coming in up top or going for a back cap. It doesn't look like that's happening. And actually, Shrugger is there looking out for it. But HRG going to need some time on this point ASAP if they wanted to go for it.
There are sticky traps above the point right now, but they are on the wrong side of that ledge, so not going to get any kills. There is the Uber force, but HRG have traded that Uber for capturing the second point. This is kind of what we're going to see right now happening. These guys... Granary is a very, very slow to play map, but oh, what happened? Shade got taken down. Aporia with a very good kill there from Lange managed to stop him, but not before he got the kill on Shade. Immunity lost almost all their players, but they've got an Uber advantage. It's just that they are actually going to drop back away from mid now.
If the respawn timers were a little more kind to IM there, they might have just gone in with that Uber charge, with just the soldier and medic onto mid, blocked the cap, allowed the forward spawns to come in, and, well, had a mid fight, basically. But, yeah, they still had 9 seconds on the spawns. So they decided just to fall back, keep the Uber advantage. HRG do not have their Uber. I'm surprised that IM aren't trying to push up and maybe take some ground for free. They'd see if they can bully HRG out. They've got to be wary, of course, of jumping soldiers and sticky traps. And HRG got a couple of players in some interesting positions. Let's say Tag up on those lights, just waiting to jump in. He has been called by a soldier and jumps off, but goes up top. Sheep meat shots him twice there. And IM are in the midpoint, haven't used their Ruby yet, and I don't know if they're going to have to.
No, in fact, they're going to take this for free, as HRG, they were trying to bait IM into Tag, and in fact, IM did not fall for that trap at all. So now they're going to push towards the second point once again. HRG's Shade almost has 100% Uber of his own, so this may end up being an Uber versus Uber fight, which normally results in a bit of a stalemate.
And it looks like they are coming in from up top. Medic and soldier in there. Uber's been popped. HRG holding on to their Uber for slightly longer, just about catches Banny there with that Uber, who's still sitting under 100 health. Stickies are around everywhere, but I am good positioning, managed to push players out. There is a soldier up top, but Sheep there does shut down Tag. That's one player down, bad health for the IM team, so I'm not sure if they're going to be pushing immediately, but wow, they managed to take the 4th point.
IM have been shutting Tag down almost this entire round. I don't think he's gotten away with a lot, except for maybe one Uber force. So they've got to be feeling pretty happy about that. Tag does just respawn right now, and everybody's already in for immunity. They're trying to take down Shade, but that's not going to happen right now. Sheep does, however, get a good kill on Shrugger, I want to say, but that's the only kill they got. Immunity playing their hand a little bit too early there.
And Shrugger was just sitting at the back of the point as a heavy. He distracted 2 players before they managed to take him down, absorbed quite a lot of damage, and I think that was probably one of the smaller factors as to why they lost push. But Antwa does go down as Banny Roller comes in and takes him out. HRG have managed to secure their 2nd point. They do have Uber. IM also have their Uber, so we might see a counter Uber, but will HRG try and just carry that momentum forward? They took a lot of damage from the Demo Man as they're coming through there. That's put a few of their players in low health, but they've Ubered anyway, trying to push in and force that Uber. Uber has been forced. Nobody's around their Scout. Just tried to tag up and see what he could do. And actually, HRG, quite a few of their players just rotating around to the other direction. And HRG split up here.
They are. I think, going to be happy about holding on to this so far. There goes Shrugger. Tag is down to low health as well. And where is Shade right now? He does finally catch up with his players in the garage. I don't know if I agree with them even trying to push this right now, because IM has 5. HRG really only has 3 or 4 on the field.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to see if they can edge their way in. And honestly, I've never seen an American team respect their opponents so much as this, unless it was another American team. The last time I saw this was i46 final with teams just sitting back. But hold that thought 1 second as Aporia does jump in, trying to deal some damage. Sheep comes in, takes down Banny, but he's 2 is also fallen. And that's a 1 for 2 trade. HRG could possibly push off of this, but without Banny alive, would they want to? We'll just have to see.
Well, that kind of pressure on Banny alone, you saw it took 2 players just to kill the guy, which is pretty good for HRG. They don't like being down a Demo Man, but they do like being up a player. So they will be able to cap this. No Uber Force just yet, because basically both of the roaming style players, that's Aporia and Sheep, were down. Bulk now down as well, so there's not even going to be any sticky traps. HRG is going to be happy to walk through this.
So now HRG just pushing in. 1 Scout's surely going to get caught. Try to do what can. How did Sheep take down Sizer? I mean, Sizer had both of his soldiers, a little smiley face in the chat from him. As HRG still going to push on. I mean, it's only one of their scouts, a scout for scout trade, and at this 4th point, they're not too much of a big deal. But HRG looking to come in through that Z entrance. There aren't any stickies around there, so they can safely come through. But just, again, respecting their opponents, I guess waiting for Sizer to come back up before they make this push. And, well, there's no reason, no hurry yet. Still 9 minutes remaining, and the score's 1-1.
Yeah, that's how Granary goes. These choke points are just so brutal that you absolutely have to have some kind of Uber advantage or like 2-player advantage to push through. Otherwise, you're just never going to get through these chokes. The attacker loses in that case. So that's what you're talking about with that defender's advantage. And there you go, Bulk with a very sneaky little sticky trap takes down Sizer.
So now HRG have their Uber, 1 player down. I'm wondering if IM are going to try and make a push out of this. They might get a bit frustrated that they're just sitting here doing nothing. As he said, they tend to be quite an aggressive team, and just constantly being locked down onto this point for a long period of time, that might get to them and they might decide to make a push.
Well, they haven't yet. In fact, Aporia, who is their roaming soldier, right, he's been staying pretty far back. Right now, he decides he is going to maybe go forward because there are some skirmishes going out in the yard, but again, I don't think it likes it. I take it back. Here comes the Uber. HRG forced.
Just missed the air shot there. Sorry, one of the soldiers, I'm just trying to find out who it is. I'm going to say it is Tag. Just got 1 air shot, but missed the second. That could have been an interesting double, but the Uber was used for both teams. HRG do take that, and they are pushing straight into last before IM can set anything up. Only Yuki was down, but now Aporia follows. Yuki has respawned, but it's still a 5 versus 6 as HRG come in as a single unit, absolutely crushing through the IM team, taking them down, and 2-1 is the score. 7 minutes 45 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 7:45 is still enough time to get around in on Granary, but I will say that Immunity is going to start feeling the pressure now because they don't want to lose this map. But they may very well if they can't take enough ground quickly.
So we'll see the Demo Men just rolling out to the midpoint. This is going on to round 4. And it'll be interesting to see the routes that they do take. Vani taking the lower route, and it does appear that, Bulk there. A little bit slower going on to the far right-hand side. The Soldier's jumping aggressive. Who is that? Tag going aggressively over onto the Soldier. He does get shut down. First casualty of this mid-fight. Scouts for HRG up on the crates, but one of them gets taken down. Vani takes down Sheep in the meantime, and that's only 3 players alive. 2 players alive for HRG. They are trying to rescue Shade. Vani with a nice jump to escape and tag up with his medic. And to be honest, if he hadn't have made it out there, they would have been in a terrible position to try and defend their second.
Banny is definitely one of the better demo man jumpers you'll see. Of course, Cadus likes to make those big jumps, but you'll see Banny make jumps after a fight is over, which means that Banny's been conserving his HP the entire time. It means that he's able to use those jumps to reposition himself, whether it's retreat or next attack or whatever it is. That's what makes him such a really effective jumper, is that even after a fight's been going on, he's been shot up, he's like, yeah, I could jump here.
I agree, it is a very difficult skill to have, not just to manage your health like that, but to manage your ammo. You need that sticky for the jump, and yeah, it takes a lot of skill to be able to pull that off. But in the meantime, 3 players down for HRG. They do still have Demoman and Soldier and Medic, and this is a better class compilation to try and hold on to this. No Uber charges are coming into play, but if Banny can keep up that spam, they might be able to just at least get some damage on, maybe even push them back. There are no Ubers in play, but with those 2 scouts on, they're getting ×4 constantly. I think HRG going to have to surrender the point.
Well, so this could still be a close game. Remember, it is 2-1 right now. The Americans, HRG, are holding their last point, but they have the advantage. It's 2-1 in the Americans' favor. So, right now, it looks like Sizer is on the sniper, and Shrugger is on the heavy. We've got Sheep now counter-sniping as well, so it's going to be a very interesting little setup here. There's still about 5 minutes left. IM has time for several pushes. They can take their time here, wait for Sheep to get the pick.
So we will just have to see sniper shots going off there. Very, very close, but no headshot coming in. Well, sorry, Sheep did get headshot, but no kill coming out of it. And so there will be another round. Once he's got a heal from his medic, just peeking through the door, Sizer just hidden behind that little wall. Sticky's coming in, just try and disrupt his scout, is clearing them. And we'll just have to see. It looks like Sheep maybe deciding to rotate around. They've got to be careful though, because Sizer is a very, very strong sniper, and it's not all about Sheep just trying to come in and get a pick. Sizer could always, if the door's left open for him, take down your medic. Yeah, that's actually going to be really interesting. We're going to have to make sure Bonobo doesn't jump around in front of those doors, because dancing in front of there, he's dancing with death. We'll see whether Sizer gets a shot. Of course, it's tough to see through Sizer's screen right now what he's actually looking at, and it looks like right now that is nothing. It's just making sure that that right-hand door, where Sheep seems to favor, is covered just by him. Medic is secure with the rest of his team over on that sort of the left-hand side. And it is a bit of a stalemate, but both teams waiting for the pick. However, this is working in HRG's favor. They are slowing this down. They have 1 round lead, basically. So if HRG can successfully hold on to this, well, they'll win the map.
Yuki taking some damage here. HRG tried to follow that up, but wasn't quite able to. Now, interestingly, though, the Med has to keep that heal beam on Yuki just to keep him able. Aporia down.
Sorry, Aporia just jumping in through that top window. Took a massive arc in the sky, but so much damage on the way out that he, just landed and cratered next to the medic. And that was the end of that bomb.
We've got a big crowd gathered around already. And remember, this is a best-of-3 map, so anything can happen. IM has all their players up once again. Everybody's respawned. You're going to have a couple of shots going off onto Shrugger, the heavy, so just trying to deal a little bit of damage to him there and keep him not feeling too great. But once again, it's sniper versus sniper, and that's going to mean for a slow game, Immunity's not going to get a lot of opportunities to push if they keep going with the sniper.
Just having a look in this round, despite HRG being pushed all the way back to their last point, they are the top, well, they were at the time the top 3 damage dealers in this round, with Lange leading the way with 1,380 damage, Banny in second place, and Bulk just getting past Tag there. But we are still on this stalemate here. Demoman just trying to get any decent amount of damage that could allow HRG to push, or, well, I am to push even.
They're definitely feeling the pressure right now. You can see Sheep rotating around all over the place. He's trying to be patient, but he knows there's only less than 3 minutes to go. He needs this headshot, and there you go. He's starting to get a little bit impatient here. He's walking all the way out. He and Sizer staring each other down through those scopes, not getting the hits just yet. Sizer still has that 125 full health. But Sheep, he's getting the buff, man. The med wants to make sure that Sheep is able to take a quick scope check. There he goes!
Oh!
Gets Sizer down, and now he's going to have a little bit more room to work with. He's still going to get spammed a lot, but as long as they can take advantage of Sizer being down to get in, get some damage done, maybe Immunity can bring this back to 1-1.
Uber has been popped for HRG. I think he did try to save tag there. Aporia taking him down, and well, I am coming in now. They've still got to deal with that Heavy, and Heavy,
there he goes.
Well, Heavy got dealt with. Sorry, my words. I am coming in force here. 2 players live. Lansky 13 health. He gets taken down, a complete wipe, and I am taking this to 2-2 with just under 2 minutes remaining. It could go either way.
That was incredibly patient play out of Immunity, which is definitely not the narrative we've been trying to promote. I've been saying for all the time I've been here is like, oh, Immunity is so aggressive, they're going to go in right now. But no, Immunity knows how to take it back and play a patient game, and it shows. It's now tied up with only 1:38 left to go. It's very likely that we're going to see a golden cap.
I was going to say that Immunity could be making a massive mistake just being patient, but, well, the Aussies just proving everyone wrong, including us yet again. And now we are going on to round 5, which is probably going to be the final round in this game. HRG coming out on top so far, taking out 2 players. Bonobo's also down. Tag does go down. No Medic. Surely they've got to go some sort of aggressive. Sheep and Bulk still alive. Can Sheep go huge here? Medic looks well protected to me as Sheep goes up the top in the midpoint, and he is not going to be able to get anything done here. 30 health left. He is going to get shut down very shortly, but he is stalling it out, which is a good thing for them, as HRG only had 1 soldier on that midpoint even, and they've only just capped it now.
Shrugger taking down Sheep there with that pistol. I didn't actually catch what was happening, but a lot of the audience was laughing, so hopefully it was something good. Our cameraman got it.
So we'll have to have a look at the position that IM are in. They have, they do not have an Uber. HRG does. They have a lot of time on there. IM didn't really contest this. HRG, it's in their court now. They can go for the win here, and the best that IM at this point can hope for is a golden cap, so they need to hold on. Or HRG using that Uber, pushing in through the right-hand side. Sentry gun is up. Sheep comes out with a Sean Banny. That could be crucial with this Heavy in play. The 2 scouts dealing a lot of damage to him, but IM might temporarily hold 19 seconds. Still on it. IM have all 6 of their players alive, and that Sentry gun, and one of them's a Heavy. Antoine does get taken down, and it looks like, pending some absolute miracle, we will be going to a golden cap on this first map, CP Granary.
Wow. Yeah. Assuming it is a golden cap, everybody's just saying GG. I don't know how that actually works, but what a game, ladies and gentlemen, here with Sal and Ark. What happens next? Because these 2 teams just tied each other. This is the most incredible
golden
stuff
cap.
I've seen, man. IM versus HRG. And yes, it is going to be golden cap, so no, they're not going to tie each other. We can't have ties in TF2.
Nah, we used to have that, but nowadays it's, well, the golden caps are very exciting. The teams... the speed of these rounds, for those who don't know how it works, it's a time limit 10. You either win 1 round, and whoever wins that has won the map, or it's whoever holds middle after 10 minutes has expired. So the time left is set to 10 minutes, and you can see that does sometimes go into play, especially on these slower maps. And considering we only had 4 rounds in that whole time, we could see a 10-minute round.
Well, yeah, so that's going to mean basically that the mid-fight by itself is extremely, extremely important. But whether that means teams are going to go super aggressive for it, or whether it means they're going to be really, really safe and try to keep their meds alive, I couldn't tell you.
And that's the thing, remember the last round, HRG were the ones who came out on top in that mid-fight, and it was quite convincing as well, as it does look like we are going live for this golden cap. Players are going to be making their way to middle, and we can expect to see an absolute bloodbath.
Banny taking the lower rollout on the left-hand side. Doesn't really get pressured so far. He's feeling very happy about that. Takes a couple of pistol shots, actually. That's put a lot of damage down on him. The pistol plus the 1 sticky. So Banny's feeling a little bit upset about that, I think. We are going to have nobody dying just yet. Yeah, both teams are playing fairly conservative up until now. Antoine gets taken down by Banny. Now we've got a player coming in. That's Aporia coming in from behind. He's down. Shade, though, gets taken out by Sheep. Sheep is just so good. I got to stop watching everybody else's cam and just watch his. At this point, HRG look like they're capping mid, but IM kept the med up, so they can go push it right back.
That's it. They do have the players alive. They're missing one of their soldiers, but yes, they do have that Uber charge. If anything, the quicker they use this Uber, the less it's going to matter if it goes wrong, because every second now Shade is building an Uber advantage from when IM do use theirs, so their free Uber is running out, and it will swing the Uber advantage in HRG's favor. So it looks like they are going to be making a push through. They're at least clearing some sticky traps and going in, but again, they're taking their time about it. 50% is nearly up from Shade. I am in a bit of trouble here. The Uber has been popped. They've managed to kill Tag. Great force from him, and it's all going to be if I am can get enough time on this point before HRG, if they decide to push in.
Yeah, HRG is going to have to do the same thing. They're basically staggering Ubers now, so HRG is going to have one while IM does not. They can probably use that to push back into the middle point, and that's what we're going to see happen until one team makes a big mistake, is basically how this is going to go.
It's okay to trade an Uber advantage for a capture point. I deem that as an even trade, and obviously you've gained some ground, but you've lost an Uber advantage, and in this case, this is what's going to happen. The team, well, HRG are going to be pushing in with this Uber, and they need to cap mid to make that Uber worth it. However, this time, IM are at 60%. Uber has been popped. IM trying to pull some players back, or at least get some height. It looked like one scout actually went in for a back cap, and Banny manages to take care of him, and that was Sheep. Looking like he was trying to sneak around the back, and HRG have managed to eliminate 2 players. They've got no time on the point, so there's a forward squad. So IM, 3 players down now. I don't know if they can come back in with Uber, but they might try it. No, they're not going to.
Well, Sheep's going to get forward spawn, so that'll be nice at least, but they're actually look like they're giving up their own yard. So that's not going to be very good for Immunity at the moment. HRG is going to be happy to take yard, and that just makes the fighting a little bit tougher for Immunity to get back to that middle point. Remember, it is Golden Cap. If Immunity or if HRG holds that middle point at the end of 10 minutes, then that team wins.
Again, they traded an Uber charge, an Uber advantage for a capture point, but the difference here is that HRG is also going to get their Uber built up, and IM could not do anything about it. So this is a win for HRG in terms of, well, TF2 mechanics, let's just call it. And in this case, HRG, the ball's in their court. They're going to be the ones who are wanting to push. There's still 7 minutes left, but there's quite an open yard that they just need to get through a few choke points, and they can make a nice push. But are they just going to stall it out? Because remember, the team that holds on to mid wins
right now. Aporia is in the drop down, so if HRG walked through that way, it could be very, very bad for them. He's trying to pull a very similar thing to what Tag did, is that roaming soldier is force the enemy's Uber before they want to use it.
See, so Sheep also was trying to call for him, just peeking in that door to say, hey, look, they're coming through the right, because if they do come through the other door, then he would find himself completely out the fight, and they are 1 player down until he jumps, and well, until he can jump down through there. And so Sheep does manage to take down Tag, and that's just going to delay the HRG push. There's no real reason for them to try and push until he's respawned. It's only 7 seconds and 5 seconds travel time to get back with his team, so they might as well wait for this. But meanwhile, Size are taking a bit of damage there, still a bit of poke coming in, and HRG, yeah, just waiting for their players to come in.
Well, Immunity has players in mid right now. They're actually contesting this, but Sheep went down. The Uber has been popped for Shade. They're going to wrap around behind. Meanwhile, Bonobo has not popped his yet. He's going to go ahead and have to pop it now, but that's going to keep HRG on the run back through the garage. Can they get any kills out of this, though? I don't think so, and that's actually going to mean bad things for Immunity, as it is 6 versus 4. Banny pushing forward. Bonobo down. This could end up being the killing blow here for Immunity. HRG may just push all the way in and conquer the last point. That would mean the end of this map.
And it looks like that is going to be the case. One scout was pushed behind. Scout of Shrugger is leading the charge, going to try and take down Demo Man. Great job by Bolt taking him down, but Sheep gets immediately annihilated. HRG coming in times 3 on the point, and HRG are going to take this first map, CP Granary.
I wonder what they're going to next. That was a fantastic little map there from HRG and IM, both of them showing very versatile playstyles. Of course, we've come to expect from HRG, they're going to play a methodical game, almost a little bit like Epsilon, I think. But IM showing that they have that capability as well. We'll see what happens next.
We will.